That must have been amazing.
Well, it was a great 30 years. I'd do it again.
Another one you do again. That's right. So,
Yeah.
is there anything you wouldn't? Anything that you would change from as you look back? I mean, is there?
No, I've had a pretty good life, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd go do it basically the same way. I do not regret being with the 14th Armored Division, with the FBI, or with the Red Cross. Absolutely not. I enjoyed every bit of it. And I feel that I should continue to do work, and I'm still on the board of the Red Cross.
Oh yeah, actively here, not only as an honorary life board member, but truly as an active board member to this day.
Yeah. I'm still chairman of the audit committee, and I told Angela I'd stay at least another 2 years, so I have another 30 years in.
To have those 30-year clips there, that's a special one. And it was while living in the D.C. area that you came across those multiple trips down to the Myrtle Beach area.
Yes, actually what happened is a friend of mine, Ham Floyd, came from Loris. No, he came from Tabor City, North Carolina, which is right across the street
Right.
from Loris, and his wife was from Loris, so they moved down here. And so I came down to visit. They said that lot over there is for sale, so I bought it. And that's one of the reasons I came down here. He was responsible, and I bought the house near him, so we continued our friendship for all these years. And I've known him since we were in New York together.
With the FBI?
Yeah, and that New York was from 51 to 56.
Wow.
So
That's almost a lifetime in and of itself. Yes, y'all's relationship there.
yeah.
That is tremendous. What year was it so it must be 28 years ago, it sounds like, that you got active with the American Red Cross here.
Well, a hurricane was coming, and I got a phone call from Ham Floyd. He says, "We desperately need a shelter manager at the convention center." I had never worked for the Red Cross before. I had never had an idea what a shelter manager did. And he says, "Well, you go over there and you take care of the people, and you can spend the money that the Red Cross is willing to pay." So I went down there, and there were about 3,000 people in that shelter.
No, this was in
83.
In 83.
And actually, my wife was with me, and she was also a very good person to have with you, because she was director of nursing at the time I married her. And so she had that experience. So she stood beside me, and we went ahead and handled the thing. And we had some very interesting things happen that evening.
3,000 folks there in the shelter there at the Myrtle Beach Convention.
They were jammed in.
That is incredible. And was it? It clearly wasn't too insurmountable a task that he'd gotten you into, that Ham had gotten you into.
No, but we found out that the Red Cross really needed help.
Right.
It had been at a low ebb, and he had joined it and found out that so he recruited me, and I became disaster chairman. White became assistant disaster chairman, and we went from there on. We had to train people. I first had to get some courses underneath my belt before I could actually do a lot of the training.
Right.
But I had to then go back and train all the people myself, without the fact that I had never had any other course and training as such. But having worked for 30 years with the FBI,
oh yeah,
I didn't have any really problems. But and we had some very good people with the health department here.
oh yeah.
The nurses in the health department were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen such people with the health department in my life. They helped me out, and without them, I don't think I would have been able to survive.
That's tremendous, Art. Think about 1989, September of '89. That must have been a wild time being a volunteer, particularly as an active volunteer as you were when Hugo hit.
What happened is the chairman of the Red Cross had resigned, and I, having been assistant chairman. I fell into being the chairman. That, and I had some good people working with me. We sat in the little place we had on 501 on the other side of the waterway.
Right.
And we were connected directly by TV with the weather station. And when the weather said that, weatherman said that had moved slightly south, about a quarter degree, we had a tremendous sigh of relief because it was, that storm was coming dead into Myrtle Beach. And actually McClellanville got hit very hard.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That was an extremely interesting period of time. I remember we sent out people to do disaster assessment. They found out that there was no road signs, street signs. There were houses off their stilts down in Garden City. There was 6 feet of sand on Ocean Boulevard. But those people were so well trained.
The American Red Cross volunteers.
The volunteers were so well trained. I have to say my wife and I did a pretty good job on that part.
The training side.
Without the people in the health department, no.
Yes.
They helped too. Came up with, I said there's going to be 2,000 dwelling places that are inhabitable. And I don't know how many additional were actually damaged. But when they really came through with the answers, after having done all the damage assessment, it was 2,100. So I thought my guess was pretty good.
Had a very good guess, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
Golly, Art. Well, as you think back, of course, we're running out of time, but for you, the almost 30 years of service now to the American Red Cross, clearly being available and even chairing the board when Hugo hit and other disasters. As you pointed out before we started filming this morning, we pray this building, this amazing emergency operations center, will never be needed.
Oh, I hope so too. I mean, that would be the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
But it may not, but we're here, and the Red Cross is here, and there's still a lot of good people out there working full time. You see them every time I get an email saying there's another fire, I know that Red Cross people were there.
Yes,
and
yes.
It's a good feeling that you had a part of it.
Absolutely, Art.
Well, even I'm still part of it, but in fact, I'm no longer the disaster chairman.
But you set the stage for a lot of great things to happen.
Well, couldn't be good without all the good people.
All the good people.
Yeah.
Art, thanks so much for being with us this morning. I'm sorry we've run out of time.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to a little more with Art Rural coming up next. I'm sure you've gotten a call to volunteer for something in the past, whether you got a call to help the Heart Association or the American Red Cross or the March of Dimes. The call came in. They said, come on in, learn a little about the organization, spend some time here. Let's try to find a way for you to get involved. Think about the call Art got back in 1983, almost 28 years ago. It wasn't to come in and learn a little bit about the Red Cross. It was come oversee this shelter at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. He shows up, there's 3,000 folks there. Can you imagine that trial by fire, that get involved, on the job training? Well, he'd had some amazing training in the 14th Armored Division as a Liberator. He had some amazing training in his 30 years to the day service in the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the FBI. And he was ready when that call came from his friend to serve the American Red Cross and to serve people in his community. He continues to serve day in and day out. Learn more about the Red Cross at nonprofitoftheyear.com or go online to coastalscarc.org here for the local chapter. Art Rural, thanks so much for all you do.
You're welcome.